What is going on, everybody? My name is Jai. This is my boy Mike over here in the cut. Just to give you guys some context, we've been in the high ticket sales space for the past 2 years now. This year alone, we generated well over $2 million in cash collected, a lot more than that. So in this video, I promise you guys, by the end of it, if you guys watch it in full, we're gonna give you guys some free fucking game. But first and foremost, Mikey, do you want to take it from here? You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, yes, sir. What's going on, everybody? My name is Michael, mostly known as Mike Close It in the online space. I've been doing high ticket sales for the past 2 years. Like Jai said, generated well over $2 million just this year, living out here in Miami. Yeah. Little fun fact.
Yeah. Solid, bro. Solid. I actually want to take you guys all the way back real quick, how we first met.
Funny ass story.
Funny ass story. It's the funniest shit ever. Bro, so mind you, I was born and raised in Alaska. We live here in Miami, Florida now. We've been staying here for the past six and a half months. Yeah, I've tried a shit ton of different business models, you know, getting into the game, trying to dip my feet into entrepreneurship. One day I realized, like, in order to go ahead and actually scale my business, I needed a set of skills. So I was doing my research. I found this guy named Caprice online. He was a pretty decent, clothing brand owner, pretty big influencer in the online space right now. And that's where I met Mike, because Mike was actually one of the closers on that team who closed me for about $4,000, by the way. But bro, I would actually walk them through and tell them how you closed me, because that was the funniest shit ever, bro.
Yeah, I mean, same process. Jai hopped on the call with me. Like Jai said, so yeah, it was an interesting story actually, because I actually closed Jai on a closing call for an old offer that I used to close for. And same process, I took him through the sales process. He was looking to, improve his skills in another business model. I did my job as a closer and I closed him. He closed for $4,000. And then a couple months passed by after that, and I randomly just get a text message from Jai, basically telling me, like, yo, bro, like, what is it that you do? I want to get started. I want to learn. I want to make more money in the sales space that you're in. From there, I just basically told him a little bit like what we do and how it works. And then, yeah, we got to a point where we got him on the team, and, now he's a fucking killer. I was able to take him under my wing, train him, and, now we're at the point where we're, business partners and we work together now, so.
He forgot to leave out the part where bro closed me, right? I was looking at him across the screen. He had this like leather jacket or something like that with no fucking pants. Next thing you know, no shirt either, bro. And mind you, right, I had followed him on Instagram. We followed each other back, so we became mutuals. Yeah. I saw his story and I was like, bro, there's no fucking way this guy closed me with no fucking pants on, bro. The wildest shit ever.
I mean, as a closer, like, you're just chilling as a closer. You're just chilling. I mean, this fucking planes keep passing by, but, we're grateful to be in a business model where you can legit take calls from anywhere around the world from your laptop. 100%. And most people that do, remote work, you're not going to tell me that, the majority of them aren't chilling just like me. I was just wearing a leather jacket, no shirt, chilling, no pants, just at my home closing deals. So that's one of the benefits of being in this space, that you can just really just live life on your own terms and still make a good amount of money.
And so, like, fast forward to November of 2025, I had got into the space. I started out as a setter. My boy was closing, so I was sending him a couple appointments here and there. But bro, like, we generated about $500,000 in cash collected, like, our very first month. And there was only like 2 closers at the time, and there was like 3 of us setters. So mind you, for an offer, those are amazing numbers for just a 3-man squad, especially a squad that was just starting out by that. So
that was a good squad.
Yeah, it was an amazing squad, an amazing squad, bro.
Then was that the month where, like, we all flew out to Miami for like the first time?
Yeah, bro. January, bro.
January of this year, actually, right?
Yeah, January of this year, bro.
We came a long way.
We had a little LLC sales house going on, bro. I would say, man, like, the first time coming out here to Miami was probably one of the funnest times of my life. We were chopping it up. We were going out every single night. But, just the frequencies alone, bro, like closing the deal. We'd hear somebody scream in the background after they went ahead and closed the deal. It was just crazy times, bro. It still is, man. I mean, we still have the opportunity to do a lot of things, but I feel like bro, we've lived so much life at just the age of like 23 years old and 25 years old. I think in most shoes, we're probably fucking 30, 35 years old, 30, 35-year-olds living their lives. Yeah, it's fucking wild, bro. But other than that, bro, I do want to go over a couple questions because some of these people, shout out for the support, by the way. I did a little questionnaire a little bit earlier, and some of you guys had some questions about, what we do, how we're able to achieve the level of success, just the friend group alone. And I think like a lot of people are really just drawn to our friend group. Like we really keep that shit. Yeah.
I was gonna talk about that. Bro. Like basically just like the importance, just real community. Like real culture, building that chemistry with your team members. Because I know there's like a lot of sale offers out there that a lot of reps, they get handed a script. They get thrown in like an office by themselves, and they really just have to trench it out by themselves. But I feel like with us it was different because we've always had each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we've always had a group of guys around the same age that just had the same goal in mind.
Bro,
make as much money as possible to feed their families basically.
And the amazing part about it, right, is that each and every single one of us, like we knew that we were only as strong as each other, but like each person in the group was like a level ahead of each other, and we're always trying to compete every single fucking day, right? And that helped the competition, like dead ass. So, I mean that played a huge role into my growth coming into this shit because, bro, like you literally laid out the whole blueprint for me. Shout out to my boy Benny over there too as well. He laid out the blueprint too. But yeah, you guys definitely led by example. And it's a reason why I'm here today, bro. So I'm pulling up the questions right now. My boy Mike Green, right? This kind of just ties into our last question that we were talking about, our last topic. He says, best circle to get around when it comes to offer sourcing and longevity scaling in the high ticket sales industry.
Like in what way?
Yeah. Like in what way, Mike? What do you mean by that? Let me probe and clarify on that real quick, bro. My boy Oscar Barker asked me this question. Shout out to Oscar Barker, by the way. He texted me too, so I did text you, bro. If you see this, go ahead and text me back. But that aside, he asked us, what allowed you to take it to the next level and be in a place where you will never be down? That's a good question.
You want to go first?
That's a good question. I think, actually, I don't fucking think. I actually fucking know, bro. It's accountability, right? And this leads into really just a circle again, because if you have a solid group of boys, right, who hold you fucking accountable, like every single day, like we just raise that bar. So it's just a reminder, like to really just go back to the basics, right? Like, yeah, the money's cool, the money's great, but just really reframing our mindset to get it to the point, like how the fuck can we impact the next person next to us, right? And the money will go in and follow, right? The bar will always rise even further.
I think the main thing for me, and this is based off my personal experience, when I first got started in this space, I was trying to do everything on my own. And, I had some good results whatsoever. I made like $1,000 my first month, then like $2,000 my second month. But what really took it to the next level was really just investing into my skill sets, because I was on an offer. I was blessed to be on an offer that was really high ticket, $20,000, and then I had a low ticket, $3K. And I didn't really start performing on that offer until I invested into my skill sets. And shout out to the mentor that I invested in. I learned everything from him at that time. And when I made that change of investing into my skill sets, that's when I'd say like everything truly changed for me, bro. Because like after that mentorship, I legit went from like 1K to 3K, and then from 3K to 6K, and then from 6K to 8K. And then it just kept going up and up and up. And if it wasn't for that investment and investing into my skill sets, I don't think I would be where I'm at now, because obviously when new opportunities presented itself, I already had the skill sets to be able to capitalize off on that. So for me personally, I'd say that's what took me to the next level.
Solid, bro, solid.
Yep.
All right, so we got the next question, right? I know this guy very, very well, okay? His name is Max Howden. He asked me, why do you have a 5% close rate? Bro, that is absolutely fucking cooked, bro. When you say 5% close rate, like what have you seen that makes you say that?
He he has a 5% close rate?
No, he asked me why do I have a 5. He's just fucking around. But
Okay.
a little bit backstory on him. I pretty much sold him on another offer, then I cross-sold him to another offer, and then he paid me for closer training. So
You would have been able to do that if you didn't have the...
yeah, the skills, bro. Skills, the connections, the skills, bro.
It all goes back to
100%.
like investing into your skill sets and just getting as good as possible at what you do. Because, I mean, Jai being able to cross-sell somebody from one offer to another one, I mean, come on.
Moving on to the next question, bro. So my boy Rona, shout out to Rona, by the way. He asked, how do you guide a buyer toward the close without feeling pushy in the discovery? I'm going to let you, Mike, take the reins on this one, and then I'll go ahead and
What do you say again? How do you
tackle off?
Oh, how do you guide a buyer towards a close without being pushy? I mean, that's pretty easy. I mean, really just, I would say you have to look at your calls. How much are you talking? If you're doing 80% of the talking, you're always going to sound pushy, because what do most sales reps in the industry do? They get on a call with a prospect and they legit just talk the entire time, try to show them the deliverables, the presentation of what's inside and why they should buy, when you should be doing the entire opposite. They should be doing 80% of the talking, and you should be doing 20% of the talking, and that 20% isn't even you talking. That 20% is you asking them questions so then they can, give you an answer back and continue talking. So how do you guide the buyer towards the finish line without feeling pushy? Is you just ask them questions that will make them sell themselves to you instead of you trying to sell yourself to them. For example, when you first start the call, it could be as simple as, what brought you on the call? What was it about Jai that attracted your attention to want to hop on a call with him today? What was it about the ad that you saw about making an extra $10K a month, catch your eye to want to hop on a call today? Then they're going to start selling themselves. Oh, I saw that and it made me interested because I want to make $10K a month. I want to have financial freedom. I want to have location freedom. So off the rip, they're already selling themselves to you. And you just keep asking more of these questions that's basically going to make them sell themselves to you. So, we can go more in depth, but obviously we'd be here forever. But I would just say start with that. 80% of the talking should be the prospect. And when you are talking, it should be you asking questions to get them to talk more. And then another thing that helped me too is, a lot of people want to be great speakers, but they're not great listeners. So if you want to be a great speaker, you have to be a great listener. When the prospect is telling you all their pain points, really, really just listen to what they're saying and what they mean with certain things and be present in the call. Because if you're just thinking of what to say next, or if you're just looking at the script, you're not really present in understanding what their true pain points are, and then it's not going to feel genuine. You're going to sound robotic, and then they're not going to trust you. Their guard is going to be up, and then you're going to sound pushy. So really just listen the entire call, and when you're listening the entire call and you're actually present, you're not going to miss out on those details that will really help you push the sale. If you can get as much ammo as possible, which for us, ammo is just as much pain point as possible, it'll be easier to close the deal at the end of the call. So, yeah.
Yeah. Just to kind of piggyback on that, right? The sort of questions you'll also be like, to put it in the simplest terms possible, guys, it's the easiest thing ever. A lot of people like to overcomplicate it. You're just asking questions in a way, pretty much you're guiding them to the beliefs and truths that they already know. And you frame it. And what we mean by framing it, right, is every single question is like a chess move, right? You're thinking about the next move next, and you guide them towards the checkmate, if that makes sense. So other than that, bro, let's do the last question here, and then we can go ahead. And Luis Salazar said, how do you scale to better offers and open more opportunities when starting? Easiest thing in the book, bro. So all you got to do, right, if you want to be able to hop onto better offers, get more opportunities, it's just simply doing the best. Now, how do you be the best? Is you literally just copy and paste what the best closer, the best setter on the offer is doing, and you just simply do more than them, right? So if they're booking 5 appointments for your closer each and every single day, that setter, all you got to do is book 6 to 8 calls every single day. Because at the end of the day, sales, right, it's all a numbers game, okay? The more money that you make, right, is the more people that you actually talk to. So if you want to be able to have better opportunities, first come, first serve, by the way. We treat this shit like sports, literally. It's just like fucking football. And even like the more reps that you do, the better that you'll get at it. The more inputs that you do, it will equal the more money you will make and the more opportunities you'll have. It's just how it's going to go at the end of the day. Other than that, Mike, did you have anything else for that?
Oh, yeah, bro. I guess I was actually talking about this earlier because somebody had asked me, like, yo, how do I get on good offers if I have no experience? So it kind of relates to this because you're focusing on getting on a better offer, but what you should be focusing on is maximizing your current offer. What do I mean by that? Let's say you're on an offer that's not really making you a lot of money, but you can't get on a better offer. Why? Because you don't have the experience. Maximize the current offer that you're on right now. How do you maximize that offer? Like Jai said, you become the best person on that offer. You gain the experience and you use that as leverage to get on a better offer. When I first got into the sales space, I knew that in order for me to get on better offers, I would have to have experience. Why? Because every time I reached out to somebody, they wouldn't want to hire me because I didn't have experience. What did I do? I got on one of the shittiest, trenches offer. I knew I wasn't going to make money. I knew I was going to have to trench out and, I actually did have to deal with cold leads. I had to cold call. But in my mind, I wasn't focusing on, I'm not making money or I fucking hate this, it's too trench. I was focusing on getting on a better offer. How? By maximizing my current offer. So I used that as leverage. I did that for like 2 months, straight trench work, made barely any money. I think I made like $200, but I didn't really care about it because I knew that experience was going to allow me to get on a better offer. And that's exactly what happened. After I got the experience, I started reaching out to better offers, showed them the experience, and then I got on a better offer. What did I do after that? The same thing I just did right now. I maximized that offer as much as possible, use that experience to get on a better offer. You should get to a point where you get on a really, really great offer, and then from there, what you want to do is maximize your current position. So if you're a setter, maximize it so you get to a closer. If you're a closer, get as good as possible, maximize it, become number one, and then you get to managing. And I think that's the best answer I could give them.
Yeah. Moral of the story, right? This shit's for the dogs. If you're not a dog and you don't eat every single fucking day, you're going to be eaten alive, right? Because the people at the top, I can guarantee you this 100% with full conviction, right? They're going to eat you alive, right? If you can't compete every single day and just be better 1%, bro, you're going to get eaten alive. So, moral of the story, bro, it's just you against you. Do not compare yourself to others, right? We're not telling you to go ahead and literally copy every single thing from that person, but just be better every single day and the results will follow.
Yeah. And don't focus too much on the next thing ahead. Just focus on your current offer and how to be the best one on that offer. And then from there, the rest will play itself out.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Wyatt asked me, did it turn out to be what you thought it would be, less or more? So he's referring to the high ticket sales space. Was it pretty much what I thought it would be?
Living in fucking Miami, making 5 figures a month. Shit, you tell me, bro.
No, dead ass, bro. Dead ass, bro. Like, bro, I remember, because I fucking built a damn vision board last year of everything that I wanted, right? It was cars, it was all this materialistic shit, which is cool, by the way. I know I'm going to fucking get it, right? I've already gotten some of it already. I know my boy Mike has as well. But the biggest thing for me was just being around, solid boys, people who were ahead of me in the game. And I never was around that, right? Especially being in Alaska. And I know Mike from New York or Rhode Island, pretty much. Yeah, really from DR. And that shit's small as hell too as well, an island. Shit, my people's from the islands, but it's really having a solid group. And every single day, right, is just a reminder of who the fuck I am. So how about you, bro? Was it more or less?
No, it was definitely more. Just to piggyback on what you said about like the group, bro. Just to piggyback off what you said, bro. Like obviously it turned out more than what I expected it. Like I knew I was gonna make good money. I knew I was gonna accomplish all the things I wanted to accomplish. I knew I was gonna live in a high rise in my dream apartment. What I didn't know was I was going to have such a great group of just like-minded brothers. Like I didn't know I was going to create a family. Like at this point, you guys probably see all of our YouTube videos and you guys see a lot of the people that we hang around with. I didn't know that I was going to have such a strong ass, family at this point. It actually turned out more than what I expected. So yeah,
bro. Bro, I want to share this too, bro, because when you first start out, right, you're so hungry. But like when you get to a level of like skill set, there's like a level of hungriness where it's just like you want to be a student of the game and you want to nitpick every single fucking thing. And I kind of relate it back to like sports too. That's why I also fell in love with it, because I'm hearing my calls, I'm watching them each and every single day, and I'm nitpicking every single thing that I need to be better on. And this ties back into our circle, bro. Like, we hold each other accountable. We listen to each other's calls. We audit everything. We're like, bro, you got to fix this shit, right? Let's do it again. We're in the VC, in Discord voice chat, all fucking day, watching calls, reviewing, training. If we're not on a call, we're doing that shit. If we're not doing that shit, we're at least producing, income activities.
What do you feel like was your biggest win this year?
Was like proving that this shit was actually real. Because I used to, like, when I say real, like this sort of lifestyle that we have now, because, bro, we can take calls wherever we want. We literally make more than a lot of people, bro. But I used to be so fucking skeptical of this whole life, bro. I used to think that it was like way too good to be true. And I was like in a state where I was just like depressed as fuck, bro. Like I was living alone since I was 18 years old. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have any friends at the fucking time. I barely even spoke to my family, too. And, yeah, I literally just, like, secluded myself. So I'd say the biggest win for me, yeah, it's really just proving to myself, like this actually is achievable, like, the lifestyle that we want. And I'm seeing it every single day, bro. Every single fucking day. But I want to flip that question back on you, bro. How about yourself?
Shit, I'd say my biggest win this year was probably, I mean, if we're talking like number-wise, obviously, if you're a sales rep out there, everybody wants to know the famous question, like what's the most you've made in a month? I want to say my biggest win this year was my highest month of just straight profit that I made in 1 month. It was $40,000. So when it comes to like monetary-wise, that's going to be my biggest win for this year. Now, my true biggest win was being able to put myself in the financial position to be able to help my family. Obviously, I come from a background where, a lot of generational struggle, and just being able to be the person in my family that actually, I'm not saying by any means that I made it out because we still have a long way to go, but actually has gone to a point, like Jai said, where we legit make more than 99% of society. And now,
Mikey, I want to ask you, bro, what was your most memorable call, like closing call that you've ever taken, bro? Like, describe the prospect for me real quick, bro. Describe like his thinking process for one, like the actual intensity of that call. Kind of just walk me through that, bro.
I mean, bro, I want to say my most memorable call was when I hopped on a call with a girl, and she was fine shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? And not only did I close her on the sale, but I also closed her in person. Like, bro, like, if sales is really just like dating, bro. Like, if you're really good at closing people, then you have to be, like, as a guy, and that probably means that you're really good at, talking to women. Vice versa. If you're really good at talking to women, you're probably most likely good at sales. But that's not my most memorable one. It's one of them. I'd say my top one when it comes to like a closing call was the prospect didn't have the money. So I had them call their parents, and this is an offer. No. Yeah, this.
All right, so the fucking Osmo Pocket died, so I was just charging it for a little bit, but we're gonna resume this video here in just a second, but kind of just backtrack. My boy Mike was talking about his craziest call ever, right? So kind of just continue on that, bro.
Yeah, craziest call. Basically, one of the prospects didn't have the money. So, by the way, this is an offer that the audience is pretty young, anywhere from, 18 to 21-year-olds. Sometimes they still live with their parents. Sometimes parents manage a lot of these prospects' finances and control their finances. So craziest call was basically when I had one of them call their parents, and it was so crazy because obviously with parents, when it comes to investing, they're really skeptical, especially in this online space. So I was basically, their parents were at work, by the way, or they were like busy somewhere, and I had him call the parent, and I was basically guiding him and telling him what to say on the other side of the phone call. So it was basically just a back and forth of him muting, me telling him what to say, him unmuting, him telling his mom what I would tell him, and we did that for an entire hour. And then on top of that, what was more crazier was, I guess like he lived with his aunt or something like that, and his mom lived in another state. His aunt comes in to the room, she listens on the call, and she completely just starts telling him not to do it. Like, she's completely...
Bro, I'm the one who said this shit.
Bro, Jai said it for me. Mind you, this dude was already ready to close. He was already about to pay, had his credit card, and right when he was about to pay, his aunt just comes into the fucking room and just starts telling him, like, no, you're getting scammed, don't do it, you're gonna lose your money. Mind you, on the other side, he has his mom on the phone, and I'm over here trying to tell him what to tell his mom. So now I'm competing. Mind you, the mom was in the car with the stepdad. So now it's basically a 1v3. So it's me versus the aunt, the mom, and the dad. And basically it was just another back. Mind you, the call had already gone for an hour. He was ready to pay. This back and forth between me, his aunt, his mom, and his dad went on for another hour until we finally got the close. But that shit was crazy, bro. That was the fact that I just basically had him call his parents and just guide him on what to say, convince his parents to do it, and then finally being able to do it. Like, that was definitely the craziest call, bro.
Fucking conviction, bro.
Yeah.
Conviction. That day is all too familiar too. I was kind of like, skeptical about the set itself. Mikey, on the other hand, he's known for piffing shit. We'll set notes, right, in GHL. Be like, all right, this guy got a 1K budget, right? He only has a $1,000 left in his fucking account. He works over at fucking Chick-fil-A or some shit like that. Next thing you know, Mike over here piffing shit. So shout out to Mike on that one. That one was a piff though. Paid in full.
All right, so last question for you now is obviously we're in December, a couple of days here before the new year. What is one win, one goal that you really want to accomplish for 2026?
One goal that I really want to accomplish in terms of like what though specifically?
Anything in life, whether it's finances, family, health, whatever it is, one goal that's at the top of your priority list for 2026.
Damn, I got a lot of goals, bro. Bro, mind you, we're very fucking goal driven. The top one,
at the top of your priority
100%. I'd say for me personally, the goal for me is really just like having the opportunity, because I haven't spoken to my family in about a year now since locking the fuck in. Okay, actually I was kind of wrong. 6 months since I moved here to Miami. Haven't had a single conversation with even my father, which is kind of, it seems kind of sad, but he knows what type of mission that I'm on. But just having the opportunity just to, go back to my hometown, at the very end of the year, right, that's my goal, and pretty much just let them know, I made it. I'd say that's the biggest goal for me. Just to tie that down, the very end of this year, bro, or my goals coming into 2026, just tying this down. I just want to become the man that I've always dreamed to be. I feel like I'm halfway there 100% of the time. So how about yourself, bro?
Top of my priority list, bro, is I really want to hit that 100K month, bro. Top of my priority list. But I know even if when I hit it, it never ends. Then you're going to want to hit 150, then 200, then 250, then 300. It never really ends. But I feel like for everybody in the info space, that's that one goal. I don't really like to make outcome-based goals. I like to make input-based goals. So if it's one input-based goal that I can make that's at the top of my priority list, is really just stay consistent with content, stay consistent with personal brand. I really want to just get to a point where I'm posting weekly YouTube videos, posting reels every day, and just growing my personal brand to be able to serve my clients better, to be able to serve my family better, to be able to serve those around me and my team better as well. So yeah, that would be my goal.
Same timing. I mean, he literally just took the words out of my mouth, bro. So I'd say likewise on that.
Pause.
Bro, hey. Yeah. We'll probably cut that out. Nah. Pause real quick. Yeah, he definitely explained it. My situation as well. Input based. What I'm saying? You can never control any sort of outcome in your life. The only thing you can't control is your inputs. So tying down all the fucking variables, right? Inputs wise, work, personal brand, just sheer effort throughout, our day-to-day process. So just cutting out all the extra fluff.
What's one piece of advice that you can give or that we can give to your audience that is possibly where we were 2 years ago, probably working a job they hate, maybe going to school because their parents are forcing them to, just doing things that they don't really want to be doing in life, and they see us, and they want to be able to get to the point that we're at right now. What's one piece of advice that you can give everybody out there where they can get to the point we're at right now?
The moment, bro, and this is why sales is amazing, because my thought process now is everything's a fucking objection handle. Obviously, the moment let's kind of just stray away from fucking closing for a little bit, because typically as a closer, in your case, you would say the moment you put that decision making and responsibility onto your parents, then you pretty much lose future control over all your decisions moving forward, just your whole future in general. But really more importantly, the advice I'd give to you is that you will get to a point, right, where your parents, the people you love most, they're going to be disappointed in you either or, right? Meaning they're going to be disappointed in you because they can't see you if you're working at that job. They're going to be disappointed in you for building a business. They can't even fully see if it's going to succeed yet, or they don't know, right, for certain it's the right thing for you, right? And your parents are always going to look out for your best interests at the end of the day, right? It's what type of disappointment do you want to handle, right? For me personally, my biggest thing was okay, I know what needs to be done. I'd actually take a step back, love aside real quick, and really just think about it. Are they where I want to be, or do I want to be better for them? And that's just family as a whole, especially as the son, bro, of your parents. Our whole goal in life is to impact others, but get our families to the next level. For you, I would say draw a line in the fucking sand. You're the sole fucking decider of your own future, bro, right? If that doesn't tell you how much conviction that needs to be said, because mind you, we have boys way ahead of us right now. They dealt with the same fucking disappointment with their parents, right? They're at a point now where the success is so fucking loud, right? Their parents just they don't even like question them anymore. It's just like, all right, son, you're right. It's like, okay, how can we do this?
Had so many wins.
Exactly. It just dead ass con fucking pounded. So yeah, that's the advice I'd give.
To everybody that's watching out there, and you guys see people like Jai, people like me that, have the life that you guys dream of living, living in your dream apartment, in your dream city, having the financial freedom, having the location freedom, time freedom to just be able to live life on your own terms. I would just say, as cliche as it sounds, just make the jump. Like, just take the risk, because even if you take the risk and it doesn't work out, at least you remove that thought in your head of, it's like when you see a cute girl out in public and you're too afraid to, go up to her and ask her, for her phone number. When you lose the opportunity and you go back home, all you're thinking about back home is like, damn, bro, like, what would have happened if I would have just went up to her and got the phone number? Would have we have gone on a date? What would have been the outcome? And one thing about me that made it just like really easy for me to take that risk was I just visioned the 80-year-old Mike laying on my deathbed and thinking to myself, the last feeling I wanted to feel in life is the feeling of regret. Me laying on my deathbed thinking to myself, like, damn, how would my life have turned out? Like, how would my life have turned out like if I would have just made the jump, if I would have took the risk? How many lives would I have been able to impact? How would my family's life have turned out if I would have just took the risk? So that's the, like I said, as cliche as it sounds, take the risk. You just got to take the risk. Everybody says it all the time, but it's just so true. Because again, even if you don't take the risk, at least you'll die in peace knowing that, because even if you do take the risk and it doesn't work out, at least you'll die in peace knowing the outcome of you taking that risk versus going through your whole entire life, how society wants you to go through your entire life, working a 9-to-5, slaving away until you're 60, 70 years old. You retire and you only have a couple years to enjoy yourself, and by then you can't even really move. You're too old.
Facts, bro. I've been broke so many times I can count trying to take a fucking risk. That shit doesn't matter now because we're fucking here. Simple as that. But yeah, if you guys need any help, getting into the space or with training, things of that nature, doesn't matter what it is. We'll give you guys some free sauce. Just go and DM us. We can help you with just about anything. Objection handling, discovery, or just even dipping your toes into this beautiful business model or this vehicle. We like to say high ticket sales. Hopefully you guys love the video, and we'll see you guys in the next Hookah Talk.
Sir.